Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633 and today I'm bringing a review of the LEGO Bionicle 2015 Skull Scorpio set. Now unfortunately the Scorpio is personally the worst out of the series, and it's kind of unanimous by a lot of collectors that this set is definitely not the best set made in this wave of Bionicle, or maybe just Bionicle in general. Because most of the articulation doesn't exist on this figure, since most of the parts are made in a stationary way, especially the legs, which is the most disappointing part of this figure. And even though the tail is quite articulated in a lot of points, it kind of goes only one way, and because of the way that the design of the figure altogether doesn't really allow it to do a whole lot of poses. But overall, I think it's an okay set, and it does have a pretty cool design. It's just, I wish it had a lot more articulation. But anyways, as usual, we'll go on to the box. As you can see, he is a part of the $15 wave like the rest of the villains. He contains 107 parts, which I think makes it the most part count out of all of them, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Top of my head. He does come with the golden corrupted version of Pohatu's mask. Let's see. It's just the usual designs on there. The comic that they usually have on the boxes. The fusion with Skull Grinder. And that's pretty much it for the box. So now we'll go on to the figure. Before we go on to the figure, we'll now look at a good look of the Pohatu mask. Now as you can see, it is stylized after the golden style color, with the green neon kind of corrupted color going there. So that looks pretty cool. I do really enjoy the look of the corrupted masks in this line. Here we have Pohatu, since this is the mask that's associated with him. And now we're going to look at it attached. Now personally, I think this doesn't look too bad actually. It works pretty well in the corrupted colors. I'm going to take that off, put back Pohatu's mask in, take him off to the side. So now we have the Skull Scorpio. Before we go into anything else, we'll take a look at the Pohatu mask attached, see how that looks. Now it looks actually not too bad. It kind of reminds me of some of the old crab-like designs from the old Bionicle series. So it doesn't actually look too bad for once on the villain here. So now we're just going to put back the mask here. And now go on to a full look of the figure. Now as I mentioned earlier, each of the legs are unfortunately pegged in, and there's no way to move them, which they could have easily done if they had some kind of swivel joint molded in, but unfortunately there isn't a way to do that. The mask button is quite sensitive, so it does pop off from time to time. But otherwise, there isn't a whole lot you can get from the legs. His arms, on the other hand, are fully ball jointed, so it allows full movement all around. It does have the standard LEGO 2015 kind of joint there. Same thing with the arms. But that's pretty much all you're going to get for the arms as well. But it's still pretty well articulated like the other set. Unfortunately, as you've seen there, the mask did pop off again, so I have to be careful with that button there. His tail, as I mentioned earlier, does have a lot of ball joint movement, but you can't do a whole lot with it. So you can see you can kind of bend it in a way where it kind of bends off on an angle, but that's pretty much all you're going to get for angle-wise. He does have full movement all the way forward and backwards, so that's good. You can bend it all the way forward in front, if you wished, like this. But other than that, the tail itself, that's not much you're going to get there. He does have a gimmick, which actually involves the rubber band design, as you can see here with the legs. Sorry, not the legs, the tail. And then that's what you get for the gimmick. Its tail activates a kind of claw mechanism there, so I have to admit that gimmick doesn't look too bad, but other than that, that's pretty much all you're going to get with the set. Now, while the set is pretty good looking, and I do enjoy the design of the Scorpios, it really doesn't give you a whole lot in terms of playability, but being a technical drone in this lore of the universe, I guess it's not too bad. If you get a lot of these and so on and just build an army and all that, I think they'll look kind of cool. But in terms of an actual function of a single toy, though, he does have a lot of faults. Now, you could probably mix and match from other sets and kind of maybe makeshift better legs and all that. Since it does give you the main build, you could probably just add an extra kind of an articulated joint on the legs and it'll be a lot better. But as it stands, you're not going to get a whole lot out of the figure alone. Now, I still think it's worth it by piece counts alone, and the overall design does look really nice. But if you had a choice between getting this and any of the other sets released so far, I say this is a last pickup. I definitely do not recommend this as a first set, since there really isn't a whole lot to it. And I think it's mostly there for a completionist aspect, really, than anything else. I'm not sure how kids are really going to enjoy this thing too much, and I think it's just going to be sitting in the corner of the floor somewhere and forgotten, or I don't know how long. But overall, I'm still okay with the design. I just wish Lego and Bionicle did better to make the parts more articulated. But anyways, next, well, it's either next week or at the end of this week. I'm not sure exactly which order I'm going to put it in, but we're going to go ahead and go on with the final figure released in the 2015 Lego Bionicle line so far. That's released in technically the second wave of the Bionicle series. So anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Taco and the Gideon blog for all the latest hero news. Lego, comics, Transformers, you name it, everything. Everything related with heroes are going to be shown on Hero Taco and the Gideon blog. Also, please check me out on Twitter at Darkon633, which I do tweet from time to time. I don't tweet that much, but I do tweet from time to time about things. And also, please check down the channels down below, including the WRW podcast. I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. So, have a good one. Bye.